Hey everybody, Wayne here, aka Squirrel Madness Comics, back with another video. This is a double unboxing. I actually have two boxes from CGC here waiting for me to open. You can hear me hitting one. Kind of excited. I know one of them was something I sent in express tier, it's five books, and then the other one, I had 3 other shipments there, so I don't know which one it is, so we're going to find out together. I've been waiting for the express. This is weird. I've been waiting for the express for over 2 months, so and their actual turnaround is supposed to be a lot less than that right now, so but it's CGC. What are you gonna do? Anyway, I believe this one is the express tier I have on top. So let's open it up and see together what I have. Well, I know what's in here, so it's just a matter of what I got grade wise. Anyway, pardon sometimes I get the glare of my ring light off my glasses. I'm getting a better setup with a better microphone, better lighting. Hope it's not too washed out. So we will see. Anyway, I don't know which direction these are in, so let's find out. Let's get some of the packing material out of here first, and I'm going to see which direction these are in. I believe this is the rear. So I'm going to start with what I think is the front alphabetically and see if I've done this right. Yes, I'm covering the grade. So this is good. So let's get the first box open in the first book, which is Batman. Oh, I always get this wrong. 423. So this is the famous McFarlane bat cover with the ring light and my screen. I'm trying to get a sense of my glare here. Do apologize. I sent this in express tier because I'm expecting a 9.8. It's a beautiful looking book. So let's see what we ended up getting. Okay, 9.4, white pages. I thought it was better than that, to be honest with you. So that's a tad disappointing. I'll give this another look over and read the graders' notes later and see what they say. Next up is Beyond the Black Hole, number 4. So, for those of you who don't know, Black Hole was a Disney movie from like 1979. Maximilian Schell was in it, among other people, or Ernest Borgnine, I believe. It was released in kind of in the wake of the popularity of Star Wars. So anyway, Whitman published 4 comic books based on the Black Hole franchise. The first 3 were common and you can find them pretty frequently. This 4th and final one only appeared in limited Whitman bagged selections. It's one of the absolute rarest Whitman comics you can buy or find anywhere. And fun sort of side note, this book actually was given to me by my parents when I was a child in my stocking. They had a 3-pack, open it up and put each comic in my stocking. So I've had this one since I was in single digits as a child. So realizing later on it's a rare and rather expensive book was kind of a nice bonus. So you know what? A 7.0 is really great, actually. Off-white to white pages. I really got to work on this glare. But this is really great because I never took care of it, right? Like, I did press and clean it before I sent it. But as a child, I read it or whatever, and I just threw it in with my other comics back before I really took care of them. And to have this book come back at a 7.0 is really fantastic. So this is definitely staying in the PC collection. And I really do love, those of you may know, I do love Whitman books and rare Whitmans, and I'm trying to get a nice run of rare Whitmans. So next up is Shazam 28. I always get this. Yeah, 28. So first, if you believe the chronology, first post Golden Age Shazam, first DC Shazam Black Adam. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. First Black Adam in DC Comics, first cover appearance of Black Adam as well. And in light of the Black Adam movie coming out, I sent this in. I got this in a selection of complete Shazam DC run. I'm thinking this is probably... I sent it in because I thought it was a pretty high grade. So let's find out. 9.0 white pages. I actually, again, thought this was more like a 9.4. Really, honestly, I did. So I'm going to see what the graders' notes say on this as well. Little disappointed. But what are you going to do? Next up, I know what this is going to be. This is one of the rarest, if not the rarest, Whitman comics you can find. Also, only exclusively came in 3 packs around 1980. Uncle Scrooge number 178. I'm going to say off the top of my head. This is hard to find in a really good grade. And this was a really nice grade. I will say that when I cleaned this prior to pressing, I did do a bit of a color rub along the spine, and I kicked myself. But I still think it's a pretty good grade for this book. So 8.0 white pages. There is some stuff going on at the spine around the staples. Although I really actually thought this was at least a 9, to be honest with you. So I'm a little disappointed in this grade as well. I'm going to again look at the notes, and I might even do an addendum to this video telling you what the notes say if I see anything that I either disagree with or didn't notice the first time through. Final book. This is a big book. X-Men 94, first appearance of the new X-Men in the regular continuity, the regular numerical series. So second appearance of Colossus, Storm, Nightcrawler, third appearance of Wolverine, etc. So this is a pretty big boy book. I got this in a set of 92, 93, 94, 95. I bought them like for, I don't know, at the time I think I paid like $500 or $600 for the set, wanting this book specifically. So this was about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. So finally got it graded. And 8.0 and white pages. And I will tell you, this is exactly the grade that I thought this book was going to be in my head. So, hey, I got one right today, so I'm very happy. I'm happy with an 8.0 in this book. So that is awesome. That is box number 1. And I thought about splitting this into 2 videos, and I thought, well, the other box, to be honest, is roughly the same size. So why bother doing 2 when I can only make you sit through 1? Why not even make you? You can leave anytime you want. I hope you're staying. I would appreciate if you stayed. But so okay. Oh, the worst part of this is the mess you have to clean up afterwards. Which side is which? Okay, that's the front. So this is the front here. All right, this is... I'm throwing the bags everywhere, which is not good. All right. Oh, there goes the invoice. Oh, Iron Fist. Yeah, Iron Fist 14 first appearance of Sabretooth. Got this at on an auction. It wasn't the best looking book I'd ever seen in my life, but I gave it a press, gave it a clean, sent it in. So let's see what we get. And we get a 6.5. I'm happy. Off-white to white pages. I'm happy because I really thought this was a 5.5. So the fact I got a 6.5, I'm really happy. I worked really hard at getting this cleaned up. So I think that was good, a good result for the effort that I put in. And again, it's one of those mutant keys that people are expecting on heavily right now. Everyone's trying to get their mutant keys in. So, all right. So next up is New Mutants 98. This book needs no introduction. I got this at a local auction in Ontario, I believe, and I can't remember what I paid for it, to be honest, off the top of my head. 9.0 white pages. I will tell you the truth. I thought it was higher. I thought it was more like a 9.4. So not happy with that, to be honest with you. But yeah, what you gonna do? Oh, man. I have such a mess to pick up after all this is done. Next up, there's 4 books after this one. Sorry. And this is a big boy book. I picked this up at auction after all the hype about Mephisto, but before the hype totally slowed down. But I happened to pick this up at an auction for what I hoped was a decent price, based on the pictures and hoping that the grade was okay. I mean, it was raw at the time, clearly. So let's see what we ended up getting for it. Cool. 7.5 off-white to white pages. I thought it was lower, to be honest with you. I really did think this was a lower grade book. I thought it was like a 6.5, maybe 7 on the outside. So 7.5 is really fantastic. It was hard. I mean, it's a hard book to get a really nice grade in because being square bound. But you know, that's really nice. And who knows? Mephisto still may show up in the MCU. So whether I sell this soon or I keep this for now and then wait and see what happens, I'll have to make a decision. You may have noticed I've nerded out with my NASA shirt for today. So anyway, Submariner 1. I have 2 of these in here. So this is awesome. I sent 2 in at the same time. So Submariner 1, again, book needs no introduction, with the possibility of Namor showing up in the MCU, potentially in Black Panther 2. This book is continuing to rise. There's a lot of interest in it, and considering I can't afford his first Silver Age appearance in Fantastic Four, and I'm certainly not buying any Golden Age right now, this is going to have to do. Outside of Iron Man Submariner one-shot, which I have a couple of copies, and I got one back recently in a NATO, but for some reason, that doesn't do as well as these books. The first Submariner and the first Iron Man seem to do so much better than their one-off, but I think that should get more love. Anyway, 4.5 off-white to white pages. I will tell you, one of them was in terrible-ish condition and the other one was in much better condition. So I'm assuming this is the terrible-ish one, because if it's not, then I'm going to cry. But anyway, 4.5. I don't need to really spend too much time lollygagging on this one because, to be honest, I just told you what it is, and I told you I'm hoping this is the better one. And it is! Yay! 7.0 off-white to white pages. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so happy. So, I have a stereo pair of Submariners. And if I ever find another copy in nice condition, I will grab that too, because you can't have enough Submariners. So, that's awesome. It's actually better grade than I probably would have thought it would be. But you know what? I will not sneeze at that. 2 books left to go. And then I got to clean everything up. Oh, Wolverine 1. First appearance of Wolverine is Patch. First ongoing series. Whether or not you think the value that it's currently at, and it kind of fluctuates up and down a little bit, but whether you think it's worth it or not, that I'm not worrying about. It is what it is. It's worth getting it slabbed. So I have high hopes for this because it was in really nice condition. So 9.4 white pages. I thought it was better than that, to be honest with you. And it's funny because I just picked up a Submariner 9.8 recently in a 9.8 at a local Ontario auction. And I mentioned it in a previous video, so now I have 2, but I really thought I'd end up with 2 9.8s, so that's kind of a bummer. Last book. This one is a kind of a big book right now. Again, it's a Mutant Spec Key, first appearance, and it's a book that I could not find a flaw with. So I've got my fingers crossed for a 9.8, to be truthful with you. Uncanny X-Men 130, first appearance of the Dazzler. Yeah. People really don't flare their pants out enough, and they don't wear disco ball rollerblades like I think people should nowadays. I think that should be back in fashion. So I don't know what's up with that. Uh, 9.4 white pages. Okay. I did not see anything wrong with this book when I sent it in. So why it is a 9.4, I do not know, but I think I will have graders notes. I can't remember what I'm saying. I'm a little disappointed. Graders notes on these. So I'm going to actually go back and I'm going to look and see if I have graders notes on some of these ones that I find questionable. And I will see if they give me any indication of why the grade is lower than I anticipated it being. A lot of them I'm very happy with, don't get me wrong. But some of them I thought would be better. And like thinking this was a 9.8, I mean, that's like almost a $1,500 drop between a 9.8 and a 9.4 in this book. So that's kind of a bummer. Anyway, there you go. That's my video. Like I said, if you see an addendum right after this, I found some information I wanted to share, and if you don't, then I thank you for watching. I got more books at CGC. I had another 35 books I'm waiting for and 2 more shipments. And I've got 60 more that I've pressed that I've got to start figuring out getting to them. So thank you very much for watching the video. As always, give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment below, and feel free to share the video with anyone you feel would be interested in this. And by all means, if you are watching this and have not subscribed to my channel, please feel free to do so. I'd really appreciate you doing that and clicking the bell to be notified of fresh content whenever I put it out. So thank you very much. Have yourself a lovely evening. So, back with an addendum. I took a look, and all my books had graders notes, and I kind of took a look through to see what they said, and I have some problems. And this stems from my pressing and cleaning, specifically my pressing. I'm having some issues with pressing, and it's clear that I've created a situation which has affected the quality or grading of the books that I have. So, I mean, some of them, like the Batman and the X-Men 130, they mention like light spine stress, which I didn't see on the book, and I'm not going to question that. Maybe I just missed it. They're the professionals, so I'm going to trust that they're right. But those books, along with several other books in this group, especially the modern books, all had the same note in it, which is one I've never seen in any of the grades I've ever received. And that's canvassing cover, or in some cases, light canvassing cover. So it's not even in their glossary. I had to do some online research, and I figured out there's only a couple places that mention this. One website on pressing and cleaning, and there's one mention I can find in the CGC forum. And so canvassing cover is, and I'll tell you, when I press on my heat press, I've been using Teflon sheets. And that's where the problem lies, because the Teflon sheets have a small, very faint hatched pattern that's built into it. Now, if you have newer sheets, you don't press too hot and you don't press too hard, it won't leave an impression on the book. But the longer you use the sheet without changing it, and potentially if you have your press set to press down too hard, it will leave the impression in the cover of the book of that hash pattern. And that's what a canvassing cover is, and it does affect the grade. So for instance, the Wolverine 1, the only grader's note is canvassing cover. So ideally, my takeaway from that is that it would have been a 9.8. It dropped 2 grades because of the canvassing cover. I think I would have probably potentially gotten a 9.6 on the X-Men 130 if it hadn't been in canvassing cover. Multiple books. The Uncle Scrooge had it as well. Even the X-Men 94 had it. So this is a word to the wise. Be really careful. And this is, again, I'm no expert at pressing and cleaning, and I'm just learning as I go. And it's had an effect. And I have 35 more books at CGC. And I pressed them after these, I think. So basically what I'm going to do is come back and get books that I thought potentially could have been a 9.8 are probably going to come back a 9.6, 9.4, 9.2. And a lot of them, going in thinking they're 9.8, thinking it's worth getting pressed, are going to come back not a 9.8 because of something I didn't realize was a problem. And it's going to cost me a lot of money because it's a waste to have gotten them pressed for the grades they're going to come back at. I have another 60 books or more that I've had pressed and cleaned and ready to go. I looked at one of them and I tilted to the light, and I can actually see the impression from this on it. I can see now that I know to look for it, what I'm looking for. I got to go back and fix them all. So that's a ton of work that I've put in that I've got to undo and try to fix and hope I can get those really minuscule impressions out of the cover. And if not, I have a huge problem in front of me. So I'm going to look into other options to support my pressing, potentially silicone parchment paper rather than using Teflon, so using disposable parchment paper, and learning how to press with that rather than the Teflon, because that shouldn't provide any impression issues on the books. So and there's a book I've just ordered on Amazon that I was told about by somebody that's going to help me potentially identify and fix potential pressing issues down the road. So yeah, so that's the addendum. That is the mistake I made. It is on me, and I hope that it's not going to have a huge impact on what I have at CGC already, and I hope to God I can get it out of these books, because that's going to be a problem. So that's my addendum. Thank you for watching. Talk to you later.